my channel. Today I'm here with a really exciting collab video with one of my YouTube friends and Instagram friends, Floral Beauty, also known as Keira, who has really amazing videos here on YouTube. I'll leave her channel link below. We are doing a similar video but not the same. I am here with my everyday makeup look, kind of my school makeup look but a little bit more makeup than I would wear for school, but it is similar, so just carry on watching to see like how I alter it. But Keira is doing a night, like going out night, what's it called, like going on a night out kind of makeup, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, so it's slightly different. Be sure to go and check hers out as well. The link will be down below. But basically I've just sat here and done this makeup look for you all, so I hope you are about to enjoy what you're going to watch. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I do, I don't always do this because I'm not a massive fan of primer. Like, I know most people use primers all the time, but I'm just kind of lazy and miss that step out. But if I am going to use a primer, the one I'm using at the moment is this one by Tony Moly, I'm not entirely sure how it reads. And it's Luminous Goddess Aura Makeup, and this is just something like it's just basically a makeup base, and I just pop this on my fingers and rub this mainly in my T-zone where I get oily. Really nice thing about this product is it smells amazing. Like, you know the smell you get when you go into a hairdressing salon? Kind of like that. Okay, and then the next step I do is I take this Revlon Colorstay foundation, which I have in the colour 200 Nude, and I take this on this pointed foundation brush by Real Techniques just to apply it. I don't actually rub it in with this, but just to like get it out, because the bad thing about this foundation is it doesn't come with a pump, which is really annoying. And I just take quite a light coverage of this and apply it onto my face. Add that onto all the areas of my face that I think need foundation, which is obviously my whole face. I then take my Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques and just blend it in with the circular motions. I always remember to take this down onto my neck as well, because although it does match my skin colour pretty well actually, you don't want any lines or like things going on your neck, if you know what I mean. I've also just picked a spot here, so if it looks really red, that's what happened, because I was like, that needs to go, gal pal. Okay, and then for concealer, I've been using this one for a while. If you've watched my videos for ages, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer, and I just take this in the lightest colour under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose. I don't always put this on spots, to be honest. Usually I don't have loads of spots like that need concealer. Like, I do get spotty, but I just kind of cover them with foundation and powder rather than like caking loads of products on, because sometimes I just think that makes it worse personally. Now, this is the only brush that I use that isn't Real Techniques, and this is the Barbara Daily Skincare brush. I've always used this for concealer, and I just pat this in like really gently. Why I love this brush is because it's just so soft, and it's like really nice around your eyes, because obviously the area around your eyes is quite sensitive. Okay, and then for powder, I actually have a new find. I can't remember when I last did a makeup video actually. I think I did a Christmas one, but I definitely didn't use this. This is the Astor Anti-Shine Mattitude Shine Control Super Matte powder. Basically it's mattifying, if you didn't gather. And I take this on the Real Techniques powder brush and just powder everywhere, but I really focus on my T-zone because I do get quite oily skin. Not so much now. During the winter obviously your skin can dry out quite a lot, but in summer especially I end up with such an oily T-zone, so I just apply it here. I love that powder because it just adds a really nice coverage to what you've already got. It's definitely mattifying, so if you quite like the dewy look, then that's probably not for you. So for contour, I have my good old trusty pal, which is the Master Sculpt Maybelline Concealer. No, it's not. It's a contour. And I take this on the Real Techniques sculpting brush, which I also really like. And I take this quite lightly because at the minute, as I mentioned in last week's video, it doesn't match my skin 100% because I'm not the same colour as I was when I bought it. And then I just apply this in the hollows of my cheekbones. I then tend to bring this just up my temples a little bit to like even out the coverage of colour, because I don't like block contour. Then tend to bring it down the bridge of my nose, just any excess that's left on my brush from bringing it around my temples, down the bridge of my nose and under my chin and jawbone a little bit. But I don't really go in for really heavy contour, especially in the winter, because it just doesn't match my skin colour. Like, it just, I don't know, it doesn't always look brilliant. So once I'm happy with how this turns out, I then move on to blush, and I've been getting into blush quite a lot more recently. I've tried a few more products out. I really kind of got sent this one by Lancome, which I was so excited to try. I'll leave the links to the Save on Makeup brand that sent me all my cosmetics of the week. If you watch my video, you'll know. But this is in the colour Powder, no, what's it called? Shimmer Pink Pool by Lancome, and it's really pretty. It just looks like this, and I take this on my, I think this is just called the buffing brush by Real Technique. I definitely think that this adds something without being really like pink. I'm not entirely sure how it picks up on camera because I know often they don't show up as pigmented as they are in real life, but basically I love this. Okay, and then once I've got this far, I tend to move on to brows because I feel like the whole face looks a bit unbalanced. I've been trying a new brow product out, which I didn't really plan to do. I just kind of went into Superdrug and then bought it without really even thinking about it or reading any reviews. I was just like, oh, it looks cool, and it was on a 3 for 2 offer. But this is the Maybelline Brow Satin. I'm sure a few of you guys maybe use it. And it has like a felt tip on one end, like a sponge kind of thing, which like squeezes down and the ink comes out. And then the other side is a pencil. So I take this side of it, which is the pen side, if you like, and then go over it to like perfect it, if you like, with the pencil afterwards. And then I move on to the pencil side to just perfect it a little bit because they are kind of like jaggedy still, because my eyebrows are really not particularly amazing and I don't really get them done, but this makes them look better than they actually are. So I take the pencil side. Now, you might think these look crazy dark and big compared to what they were before, but naturally my brows are blonde. This does actually match my hair colour almost perfectly. Well, not like my eyebrows aren't blonde, but they're just really not a dark colour to have it matched completely with the colour that they are naturally, if you get what I just said at all. I do think that they look a lot better than they have done in the past at the minute, mainly because they are a bit bigger and it's getting a little bit of time to get used to, but I do prefer it this way. So now it's time for eye makeup, and obviously I wouldn't spend as much time doing all of this makeup on a school morning. I would still use all the products I've done, but I would definitely do it a bit quicker, not as accurately, but you guys know how it is on a school morning. Most of you go to school or college or work, so you know how it is to like be rushing around a little bit. But when it comes to eye makeup, I often use my Tanya Bear palette, which is the Hollywood palette. I love this. I take these colours every single day, pretty much. I use Gold Coin and then Bookworm, and I have used this product without fail almost every single day. So if you want to get your hands on any of Tanya Bear's makeup line, this is definitely what I'd recommend. But if I was having a bit more, like if I had a bit more time, I probably wouldn't use this palette. This is just my on the go, like I'm not that bothered if I mess the colours up palette. I would probably use my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which is kind of why I've done this whole makeup video, because I wanted to show off what well not show off, but like show you my new palette. I'm sure a lot of you have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It's a popular one, probably the most popular one by Too Faced. I don't want to blind you with this massive mirror, but I'm going to do the still eye makeup look I would wear to school, or just an everyday basis, but I'm going to do it from this palette instead. So the first thing I do, take the Marzipan, which is the kind of off pink shimmer shade, all over both eyelids as kind of a primer, because I don't prime my eyes before school, I don't prime my face before school, but I just take this all over my eyelid to act as a bit of a base for all of the other shadows. The pigment in this palette is insane. Okay, so then I take the colour Creme Brulee, which is the gold shimmer shade, all over the majority of my eyelid, leaving the inner corner and the outer corner. I apply all of this up to this point with my finger because I don't really like messing around with brushes when I'm in a rush, although I do blend it together with a brush, obviously. And then I use the colour Semi Sweet combined with Hazelnut, which are the two shades here. And I put this in my outer corner, still with my finger, just blending them together in the palette. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I just put this like on the outer third with my finger. And now it's time to obviously blend it all together. So just before I take it, I take the tiniest amount of the darkest colour, like literally the tiniest amount, and I use that on the brush to blend it through the crease and smoke it out a tiny bit. Obviously not a lot. This is what I wear to school, so it is quite minimalistic when it's all blended together, but I'll just show you. Obviously, when I do go to school, I don't layer it on as heavy as this. It's a tiny bit of gold eyeshadow with brown through the crease. This is if I was like just doing a quick makeup look on the weekend. Then I just wipe off any excess that's got under my eyes a little bit. And once I've got all the rest of these colours on, I then take the Champagne Truffle, which is the pink undertone kind of highlight colour in the corner of this palette, and I put this on my inner corner of my eyes. This just adds something really subtle that's a bit of a shimmer, just opens up your eyes a little bit more. And that is everything. So I've basically just used 4 colours from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which is like a gold brown smoky eye, which is my school makeup routine, not always with this palette, but on a day-to-day basis. On a weekend when I'm going to work, I wear this look. And I obviously would not be Molly without my winged eyeliner, so I have been using this one by Miss Sporty since forever. I love this. It's one of the little dipping pot ones, so it has the brush kind of thing, and you dip it back in and get a bit more on, because I think that these are the easiest to use personally. I know a lot of people don't agree, but I've been using this, so I just do quite a thin winged eyeliner. Okay, so once I'm happy with my winged eyeliner, I just stop. If they don't match, I don't really fuss too much, because 1, nobody's going to notice, and 2, trying to make them even just makes them like really big, and it's just better to not. So then I go in with mascara, which is usually the last step. For school I would leave it here, obviously with slightly less eye makeup and like eyebrows, but I either alternate between this Rimmel Wake Me Up mascara and the Maybelline Lash Sensational, is that what it's called? The one in the purple tube, yes, I think it is. But at the moment I've been really loving this, which I've been using for ages now actually. Probably should get a new one. But I just put this on my eyelashes like you do when you're doing your makeup. I have put this on my bottom eyelashes as well, not quite as much as some people do, because I personally don't go in like really heavy under my eyes, but I have put this on both my lashes, and I love this mascara so much. So for school that's where I'd leave it, but if this was a weekend look I would usually add highlighter. So the highlighter I use is this one, which is the Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, which I know a lot of my friends love, and I take it on this Real Techniques fan brush. I never really know how to use these, so if somebody wants to let me know in the comments, please do so. And then I just put this on the top of my cheekbone, kind of using the side of this brush, just like this. I don't know if it picks up on camera, I just think that this, I'm like moving my head like a little dog, but basically I just think this adds a really nice amount of shimmer. Like, it's nothing too wow. Then for lips, I go in with my not Rimmel, what am I on about? I'll start that one again. And for lipstick, if I was wearing it for school, or if I was just adding to this for being like an everyday makeup look, I would use this Brave lipstick by MAC. I know that a lot of people have this, and a lot of people love it. I'm new to the Brave fan club. I only recently purchased it, but I'm already really loving it, so I just apply this without a lip liner, just straight to my lips, because I think this is the perfect nude. And then just to avoid it being too matte, because I personally am not a massive fan of matte lipsticks all the time, I just add a tiny bit of lip gloss. And this is the Testicize Tanya Bear one, which is in the colour Macaroon, which is out of her advent calendar, just to add a little bit of gloss over the top. And I think this is such a pretty way to end the makeup look. I do use this lip gloss without a lipstick underneath, but I also think it looks really nice. Okay, basically guys, my camera cut out, so the last clip didn't record, so I'm really sorry about that, but basically this is the end of the video. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Keira's channel and check the description, subscribe to me if you're not. Thank you for watching. Have a load of posy clips of me trying to get a thumbnail. Basically, yeah, I'll see you next week guys. Bye!